Good morning. It's Steve here. It's July 31st, 2020. And today the topic is going to be service. Um, and, we have a lot of, when in our lives, we can do a lot of different things. And most people that are successful offer some type of service. Or if you're a employer or employee, you're gonna do some type of service that you're paid for, whether it be answering the phone in the sales service, or maybe you're a janitor, or you work, even if you work at Walmart, fast foods. That you're providing a service, and whether it's whatever it is, there is some type of service involved in it. I mean, and then you've got people that handle financial matters and money, or accountants, and they provide a service. And the bottom line is that we work for people and we do things for people. And so what I want to talk about today when it comes to service, and I mean, most of the time you can see it. If it's like a waitress, you'll see the service that they give. And it's interesting that I believe that a waitress that really works, or waiter or waitress that gives a little more than they're paid to do. In other words, they're conscientious. They're just a little faster. They notice that the drink is almost empty, and they get another drink without asking. Um, they notice if the food's taken a while to go, and just say, "Hey, the food's coming up. It'll be here just shortly." They notice those things, and that extra service, that little bit of extra that others don't do, it comes back in financial ways in that case, because the tips are going to be higher. And even if they're not, there's a lot of returns that 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 happen when you do a little bit more than you're paid to do. And I think it works this way. And it can become a habit to do a little bit more than you're paid to do. And that habit can go over into all areas. And for me, I learned this concept, many years ago. And that if you do just a little more than you're paid to do, it'll come back to you. Maybe not right the same day, but it always comes back. And when you're in the right attitude and the right mindset, it just comes back. And I don't even think about it when I'm working. If I'm doing something for someone and I'm working, I will do just a little more than I'm expected to do. And it's funny. I'm committed to working out every day. A lot of people say, "Well, I got to have recovery time or rest time," and I think rest is very important. But when it comes to working out, for me, it had to become a habit that I do it every day. I had it. It's funny. It's easier for me to do it every day than it was to do it 3 or 4 times a week. And for a lot of years, I worked out 3 or 4 days a week. And the problem that I was having is that sometimes I wouldn't work out for 4 or 5 days in a row, and then I'd work out 3 days, and other times I'd do every other day. I never could get completely consistent with it. And I made a decision about a year ago that I really did an inventory, and I thought about how my workout was. And that, yeah, even when I did work out, I'd always do a little more than I was trying to do. If I had a goal to do, let's say, 150 push-ups, I would do 160 or 155. I'd do just a little bit more. And that's because that became a habit of doing just a little more service, to giving it just a little more than what I'm shooting for. And so, if you hire me to come and do something at your house, I'm going to give you what you paid for plus a little bit more. And I've been in the habit of doing that. I'd say 30 plus years. And it really does pay off to do that. I mean, there's more to successful living than just this one thing. But this is one of the more important things. It's like you do just a little bit more to invest in your future, is what I heard someone say. So when you do that little bit of extra, you're investing in your future. And you know, if you're in your 20s and you begin to take even 5% of your income and put it in investment, you'll have, I mean, if by the time you're in your 60s, you'll have over $1 million if you're consistent with that. And so it doesn't take much, just a little bit. A little bit can really add up over time. And yeah, so the result for me is first of all, making it. I'll just go back to the working out. So making a commitment that I did set a goal. You know, goals are interesting. Some people preach that you write the goal down and then you look at it every day, and I think that's probably a really good way to do it. For me, it was like set the goal. So my goal about 9 months ago was 1,000 push-ups a day, and 1,000 sit-ups or 1,000 crunches, leg lifts, that type of thing. And obviously, you know, when you set a goal like that and you're not used to doing that, it takes a while. And but again, I went back to the 7 days a week. You know, I really thought about it, and I thought, you know, I take a shower 7 days a week. I brush my teeth, you know, more than 7 days a week, because I usually brush my teeth 2 or 3 times a day. I comb my hair and you know, wash usually more than one time a day, but at least every day. And so and I thought, you know, this working out is important to keep your body strong and in good health. That's done every single day. And so I made that commitment. And you know, it's funny. I guess at first I imagined it would take me quite a while to get up to that point, especially, you know, being that I'm in my 50s. I didn't know if I could do that. But you know, when you make your mind up, and I set that goal, I didn't look at it every single day, but I did write it down, and I visualized it and imagined that I could do that. And it wasn't like a goal. It wasn't a goal of you know, once I get to 1,000, then what? You know, it was like, this was an everyday. I'm going to do 1,000 every single day. And the service part, the reason I'm talking about this is because the service part is I'm you know, working on myself. Now, I had to make some sacrifices, which one of them was I couldn't sleep in anymore, because the only time I can do this is first thing in the morning. And to me, it was, what a great way to, you know, it actually, you know, when you work out, so when you work out first thing when you get up in the morning, I mean, for somebody like me who has sort of a hard time waking up, a lot of times I'll sleep very soundly, and it's hard to, you know, I'm so relaxed and I just can't get myself going in the morning. And so getting up and just starting to exercise and get that movement going and the blood flowing, it just wakes me up. And so I'm a lot better in the morning. Now, this morning I woke up at 4:30 and get started. Some mornings it'll be somewhere between 4:30 and 5:30. 6 o'clock would be the latest that I would wake up. But somewhere in there, and I honestly don't make it a. I really enjoy getting up at 4:30 or 5, just because that gives me extra time to make videos like this, and to just take time to meditate, pray, you know, and I just want to make sure that I don't want to be rushed on things. And so anyway, doing just a little bit of extra, I guess, is if you do a little bit more than you're paid to do, you're going to make a huge investment into your future. And it gives you a you know, it just, what you put out there comes back. So if you do just a little bit more and work a little bit harder, and it's funny, you don't have to take a lot of time to do this. I mean, I talk about 1,000 push-ups, and you know, when I first thought, I thought, man, I don't know if that's a good goal, because I don't know that I want to take 2 or 3 hours. And I find that if I just do it, so I do, you know, I do between the push-ups, I do these crunches and sit-ups and leg lifts, things like that. and it just doesn't take that long. I think I can do the whole 1,000, and I end up doing, I do have a routine where I do about 2,000 crunches and push-ups. So I suppose that's, but it's quick, and I can do it in about 40 minutes. And so, you know, between riding the bike and doing a rowing machine, I can do the whole thing in under an hour, and that works for me. And it just it's a great way to start the morning. But like I said, I always do just a little bit more. When I'm push-ups, I say 1,000, but I actually usually do between 1,100 and 1,200 because I'm always doing just a little bit more. And that way it works in the finances, it works in your physical. And if you wake up just a little bit earlier, you can also get that in your mental. You know, I spend time reading positive information, and I also take time to be quiet and meditate. So I hope this is an encouragement to you today. And I'm calling this service and doing more than you're paid to do. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.